Hi everyone, it's Eileen Burns from the Spiritual Marketing Club and Stress Coach Training. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the balance in business between the masculine and the feminine energy and why I believe that both are very important to create a healthy and successful business. So let's talk about first of all the masculine energy. So masculine energy is often about taking action. It can be like about goal setting or having a solid foundation, structure, logic, method, right? So it's in focus, right? And the feminine energy can be more about flow, creativity, and very heart-based. And it's all about being kind of flexible, adaptable, and nurturing, right? Now, what happens in many spiritual businesses, and one reason is also because it's predominantly females that are still in the spiritual sector, although I do believe that that's changing dramatically, is that we find that women, particularly when they come into the spiritual sector and they're setting up their business, they're so focused on a passion and helping others that they forget they're a business. They treat their business more like a hobby, right? And they can be very much more intuitive and soul-led, right? And they tend maybe not to be as much in their head. In some ways I think that's not always true, but what I mean is that they tend to go from the heart, and they like that they're more in the creative flow and tend to be more intuitive how they work, right? Now, obviously, every single one of us are individual, and some of us are more masculine energy in certain aspects, and obviously we need both. Both should be balanced within ourselves and within our business. And there's some things we'll find easier than others for a variety of reasons. So there's some things that I suppose most people wouldn't call me having a strong masculine energy, but when it comes to business, there is certain things that I can have balance in, and that is about creating structure, right? I don't maybe like to do it, I don't always want to do it, but it's that balance that has to be something that in the long run is going to help your business. If you don't have structure, if you don't have foundation and stability, and if you don't have focus and direction in certain, particularly your sales funnels and things work in a certain way, you can actually be leaving what we call a lot of money on the table and wasting a lot of time and energy, okay? And one of the big things is if you are in a situation where you have, for example, a part-time job or another job and you're running your spiritual business alongside that, you may be still treating your business like a hobby. You're not actually investing in your business or investing in things that will grow your business, right? And the easiest way I can explain it is like a pie chart, right? And if you've got a pie chart, many healers particularly and coaches and therapists tend to spend so much money on their training and mastering their skills that the majority of their investments, it might be 90% of their investment is in the training, right? And money, and it might also be energy as well, right? But actually they only leave 10% for the marketing and the business aspects and the things. They may do a lot of things, but actually not even but they don't spend money and they don't invest on the things that actually are the masculine aspect of the business, right? So they can be attracted to a lot of courses that are very spiritual and soul-led, and of course I think that's really important. Of course it's a vital part, but if you're only focusing on the feminine energy of aspects of your business and are not actually looking at the strategic and the other things, you can actually, as I said, be leaving a lot of money on the table, but also you can be wasting a lot of time and have a business that's just all over the place. right? There actually is no flow, because you are being so creative that is sporadic, that you don't have actually structure in your business. So if you think about it, I am someone, for example, each day I do wake up mass to be guided and things to do, but I also know that I have to have things in my day that I need to focus on, and things in the long run is going to help me in my business. And those are the masculine things, and some of those things maybe not the things that I really want to do. So I either get someone else to do it, okay, or I do it myself and I make it a priority, just like the other aspects, right? And it's just like any aspect of business. Until we've reached a certain pivot point where we have a lot of money, or a certain amount of money, to be able to invest in getting someone to do that the right way. There's a lot of times we've got to do things that are not the thing that we, how could you say, it's not in a top priority, right? But if we hide our head in the sand and we deny and we don't do it, it just can cause you a lot of problems. So I'll give you an example. So I run, other than my spiritual marketing club, I run a training school, right? And if I don't have certain things and measures, and I don't have a lot of automation, I get lots of messages in my inbox and people making appointments with me to chat about my training that I know right away it might not be right for them, right? And it's maybe clearly not right for them. But if I have a process and have an automation and say, well, look, if you do this little course, I have as part of my sales funnel, I have a little mini course that explains everything about how to become the relaxation therapist and teacher through our accreditation and all the advantages. And the course explains the things to consider, when you're doing an accreditation, and it goes into different things, and it gives people food for thought, right? And what that does, it gives me more space in my inbox, to not have to deal with lots of people that are not aligned. For example, we're living in an age where there's a lot of fast track training, and it's just about people getting a certificate. My business is not about that. I don't believe in that. I believe in very safe and effective practice and helping people understand the do's and the don'ts and when you should use certain approaches. So right away, for example, I try and do lots of things in my marketing and my sales funnel that makes it quite clear what I stand for and what my business stands for, right? And I have automated things. And for example, even having an automated calendar instead of trying to work out what fits. Now, I'm in the process, because I've had 2 calendars, and there's some things in some part of my business I don't always use it for that, and there's a variety of reasons. But I'm constantly finding ways to save me time, energy and money, because in a business, your business can be crippled by the small emails, the people looking for silly things or want to ask. Like, it might seem very important to them, but if you spend all your day answering questions that are not making you money, it can actually cripple your business, especially if you're selling low cost products, even large cost products. So for example, even I have a training school, and I try and do a Q&A on a monthly basis where students can ask me certain questions, and I have a Facebook group where they can ask questions as well. But if I'm getting students who are constantly emailing me, that can technically cripple your business, because there is only so many hours we have in a day. And excuse me. And technically, the challenge we do have is that if you are not charging enough and your business is bombarded by emails, right, and by certain things, and it works, and you start working out that you're spending more hours answering emails than what you're actually making money, you have a huge problem. And I'm someone that what you call in my business the energy of the nurture, the caregiver, so I tend to give a lot. So sometimes that attracts people just thinking that they can constantly, how could you say, get your time and your energy for free. So it's important in every business that we do have structure. Also, another example is that Sales funnels is really something important, like magnets, in relation to getting people on your mailing list, right? Because someone can come across your website, they can come across your social media, but the reality is that they may forget about you after that. You want to maximise every engagement that an audience has with you to convert them into a lead, so that you can start nurturing them on your newsletter. You can start reminding them about the advantages and the benefits of working with you or the products and services that you have. Some people tend to underestimate the nurturing process, and it really does depend on what you're selling and where you're selling it. For example, if you're doing a lot of online products, it can sometimes take a lot longer to take someone across the sales funnel and convert it into a sale than what it'll be with someone that maybe is coming to you for a clinic, for a back problem, an immediate, what we call a real strong pain point. That can be a different conversion, right? That can be a really quick conversion. So it really depends on what you're offering, right? It depends on the solution you're offering. It depends on you and so many other things, and also where you're regarded as an expert and, in your audience and things like that. So in a business, we do need structure. We need a foundation, right? If you're just turning up and just creating social media posts whenever you've got time or you've got the energy, or you're just popping on and doing, it's not always the most strategic, right? Now, I'm a natural creator, so I am more in my feminine flow, right? But I'm very techie, and I've run a business for 20 years. I also come from a family business background where my dad actually built a small factory. My dad was a coal miner who started his own manufacturing business and became the biggest manufacturer in UK, and I think it was even in Europe, I may be wrong, but the UK, for his type of product, right? And he built it on having structure, and he also built it on having the most robust machine and the best machine on the market, right? And that's what he focused on, being the best and the most robust. He sold a product that was what you would call pressure washers. It would clean cars, it would clean planes, trains, military defence, that type of thing. And basically, the product, he made it that it would last. People had to pay a lot of money for it, but actually it was quality. In the long run, it saved them money. Now, in many ways, when I look at my business, that's what my business is about. My business is about helping you maximise your business, not just in the short term, it's the long term. And a good structure and a good foundation in a business helps the masculine structure and foundation, right? It makes it more robust. The feminine helps you adapt and be more flexible with changes, with intuition, and to cater and more adapt for your clients. But many of us that are highly empathic, highly intuitive, that are spiritual healers particularly, or conscious creatives, and even spiritual teachers and coaches, we can flow too much. We try and cater too much for everyone and anyone, and we can be too. And if you're too in that way, what can happen is that there is no foundation, there is no structure, and things start to break because you're all over the place. Your energy is all over the place, and you're also maybe sometimes dropping your energy down to meet the client constantly. You're not keeping your vibe up to where you're supposed to be, okay, and where you're working towards, right? So the masculine is important in relation to having that structure and having a foundation and having a business that lasts in the long term, right? And is going to stay. The feminine is about staying obviously in the long term as well. It's that flexibility. But the feminine can, if you think about it, many females burn out very easily because of the adapt and trying to fix and all the other things that come in. And these are one of the reasons why I actually use archetypes, because at my heart I'm actually a healer. No matter if I'm helping people with their business or not, I actually use healing strategies. And I've probably invested a lot more money in many healing strategies than actually most of the healers that I actually work with. So that's the kind of funny thing. But in the end of the day, what I'm using is my gift as a healer, right? Helping the healer or the coach or the therapist or the creative really get their essence, right? And then use their essence, their individuality to create a business. And I do it in a spiritual way. But I also believe that it's a mixture of the masculine and the feminine. So one of the biggest things is sometimes with soul-led businesses, they are going so in the feminine that they're losing there's no balance in the business, right? And they are, as I said at the beginning, they are missing money on the table, but also they are not making the business certain products more evergreen or more automated. When you are an individual, you're like a self-employed healer, a coach or therapist, and your business relies mostly on you. It's always a good idea to have a passive income stream, something that doesn't need you to physically turn up, because there'll always be times where things happen in life that we can't go to work for whatever reason, or we can't do something. Okay, so a healthy business has a passive income stream, and it's one of the reasons why I really think it's really important for people to have foundations, and it's really important for you to have all the things, how could you say, balanced. And that's why if you're interested, my free 5 pillars of spiritual business success is a great way to help you see the important things that need to be in your business. And it's a really important way to start off, okay? And it's a great way to see the areas in your business where maybe you've not got it 100% right, okay? So just remember that a business needs the masculine energy and the feminine energy. And if you are if your business is overfilled with the feminine energy, that you probably need some masculine energy in it, okay? So I hope that helps. Have a wonderful day. And as I said, if you haven't yet signed up, sign up for my 5 pillars of spiritual business success, because that, highlights, I maybe not talk about it in masculine and feminine terms, but it is very much about making sure you get the masculine elements in your business to have a strong foundation. So bye for now.